Hey, what's up, humans? This is KLUN, which stands for Knowledge Lift Us Now. You can hit me up on Facebook at www.facebook.com/k.l.u.n.qa, or you can hit me up here on my YouTube at adonaiure.com, or you can send me any emails, prayer requests, questions, dreams for interpretation, anything. At KLUNQA at yahoo.com. I just want to kind of talk to y'all today about forgiveness. And, it's what God calls us to do. He calls us to forgive each other when we do each other wrong. And, to find what Jesus said about it, first of all, I guess we'll go there. And, we're going to read from Matthew chapter 5, verse 39. Well, 38 and 39. It says, "You have heard that our fathers were told, eye for eye and tooth for tooth. But I tell you not to stand up against someone who does you wrong. On the contrary, if someone hits you on the right cheek, let him hit you on the left cheek too." Alright? And that's something to forgive someone for. And I wondered, I'm like, God, honestly, how could I forgive someone who just walk up and hit me in the face? I mean, on purpose, trying to hurt me for whatever reason. They just hit me in the face. I'm like, or whatever, this forgiveness is hard because when people do you wrong, you see them, you get mad at them all over again, you feel it, it's just bubbling inside, you just remember when you stole my $30 or whatever, whatever somebody did, so it's real hard to genuinely, you can fake it and say it, but it's hard to genuinely forgive someone and move on, and I ask God, how do you do that? And, well, the testimony that sparked this was the person didn't feel comfortable with me using their information for this testimony. So you respect that. You respect other people's. It's their business, not mine. But God just said, that's all right. It's a common sin what they did, and I'm sure that I've done that somewhere in my life, and God brought up a memory. It was when I was say, I don't know, 13, maybe younger than that. Maybe I was 12 or 11. And what happened was I was at a friend of mine's house, and I'm over there chilling. You want to be all grown and stuff, so you don't want to be made to look like you're a kid. And then I was more with that kind of crowd, so it's I really wanted to be hard. I cared about my image and how people thought of me and what it looked like. Did a lot of that 10 and 11-year-old high siding and stuff. So, well, my grandmother, she came down. She knew where I was at. They knew what friend's house I was at, and she came over. And everybody was like, man, your granny at the door. So I went down, and granny came. She came to give me some money because she was leaving. And I told her, I was like, why you have to come down here? Why you gotta come out here and treat me like a baby in front of all my friends and yakety yak, and that's how I was acting. And later on I found out that I had really hurt her feelings when I did that. And my grandmother's dead now, and that's something I look back on. And I'm like, man, I didn't, it's just because of that feeling of wanting to be looked at as an adult, wanting to be grown, wanting to look independent, wanting to look hard, wanting to look, all the self-reliant, even though I'm 10, y'all, what I'm saying, I'm a kid, I'm a baby. But, wanting to be like that, it made me snap off on my grandmother. And honestly, the way that I snapped off on her, that's not what I felt for her at all. you know. And it made me realize, like, that's why Jesus wants us to forgive people, and that's how he wants us to forgive people, because, you know, God showed me that through my own experience, is that when you act out in sin, even though people like to say that when you're angry, that's when the truth comes out, or whatever like that, but honestly, when you act out in a sinful emotion, and then you let that guide you, and you react on it, you speak off of it, you speak from it, you're not really being yourself. You know, if I didn't feel embarrassed, if I wasn't feeling ashamed, if I wasn't feeling like she was trying to make me look like the 10-year-old that I honestly was, and, you know, all these things, if I didn't feel those things, when my grandmama came to the door and just wanted to drop me out some money, I would have hugged her. I would have said, "Thank you, Granny." I would have been like, "You finna leave?" Or, you know, I would have been nice, because honestly, that's what it was in my heart to do, aside from sinful emotion. Which is why we are to resist these emotions, because, man, it'll have you treating people in a way that you don't intend to be treated. So when somebody do you wrong, or somebody mistreats you, you know, giving in to sin is at the heart of it. And just because you give in to sin, that don't mean that that's what you really feel. In fact, that's the purpose of the temptation, is to make you act in a way that's normally not you, and to get you to ruin your own life. So we gotta stop letting Satan trick us with these feelings and these emotions. Just because you feel it don't mean you have to obey it. What are you a slave to? Are you a slave to God, or are you a slave to sin? It's more than just serving two masters with money. You can't serve sin. You can't be a slave to sin and be a slave to God. Don't take it to the extreme. It's not saying that you do 100% sin, or you just 100% God. It's a walk. You strive. You work towards it. Sometimes you fall, but we all know the difference between making a mistake or slipping up, and just totally being comfortable with your sin. Anytime you get angry, you snapping. Anytime you feel sad, you crying. Anytime you feel happy, you laugh. Anytime you feel whatever you feel, you obey it. And we need to start obeying God over our feelings, because our feelings are most likely lying to us. God bless y'all. I hope that helped y'all like it helped me, because it really worked with me this Sabbath. And you know, Shabbat Shalom. I love y'all, and God bless each of y'all who listen to this.